I was in eastern Kenya visiting a food security project. It was financed by the Commission. The money was going to the FAO, who managed the project. And actually what the FAO managed was not just one project, but a whole basket of projects, which were all dealing with food security, but in all kinds of different regions of Kenya, and with all kinds of different approaches and different intervention logics. And so the project I visited was actually just a small component of this. I went with the ROM expert who was in charge of doing the report and the analysis. We went to Garissa in eastern Kenya and quickly saw that, okay, we need to choose where do we go, what do we focus on, to whom are we going to talk to, what is sort of the most important thing where ROM can have an added value as an external review. In eastern Kenya, most of the people make money and survive mainly using cows and goats and camels. Some people along the river, which is flowing through the region, have also started doing farming. So you have some families or some tribes who are doing some farming, but mainly rely on cattle. This project tried to change a little bit their approach to how to feed the cattle, because the people would traditionally would just move around with their herds trying to find fodder. And of course, if the rainfall was weak, then the people would have a hard time to find something for their animals. So the idea was to explain to people that you actually can grow fodder. And if you grow fodder, you can, on the one hand, immediately feed your animals, but you can also sell fodder during the drought if you store it, and then you can actually make some money with that. And you contribute to food security in general, because all the other people who are looking for fodder for the animals will be able to buy from you. So that was a very interesting and I think innovative approach to let them be in between agriculture and pastoralist economy. But then on the other hand, you never know if they will really sort of adopt that and integrate that into their thinking and into their practice. The strength of the project was definitely that it was using local people to run the project. So they came up with the idea, they were supported by the FAO. They used their network of contacts to the people in the region to get this idea of fodder production out there. For ROM, the project was definitely a challenge. First of all, we had this huge range of activities, and I've been talking only about one very small component. And we had to choose one component. The question is whether it would make sense to sort of look only at such a small piece, and then you might miss out on some aspects of the project. So, and I think there are a lot of cases which projects are not just small projects, but rather kind of nearly programs covering all kinds of activities, and then ROM reaches its limits. I think I would always tell everybody running a project, really take the question of quality serious and use monitoring and evaluation not just as another thing you have to do, but rather as the tool to make sure that what you are in charge of really makes a difference. And that starts at the very beginning. Think about how to get information which is crucial to know whether a project progresses or not. Make sure that at regular intervals you sit down and think about what all this means. If there's progress in a certain direction, but perhaps in another area you have problems, why is that? Is the design not relevant to the context anymore? Has the situation changed? Or is there something internal to the project which needs to change? And then if you come up with a conclusion of your analysis, then take the right steps to actually do something. Use monitoring to collect data, use evaluation to analyze what's going on, and then really take action to ensure the success of the intervention you're in charge of.